Hey everybody, it's Ever from Hood Time Welding. Today we're doing a little special video. This one's actually for, what was it? Hoot Rooster 761. He's one of my viewers, and he was asking about the joints I used on the barbecue pit and how I made them. So what I figured is today I will do one on angle, and I'm actually going to do a bonus one on some channel so you guys can see how I like to notch them so they fit together real nice. You get a nice strong joint. So the weird thing on my head is I'm going to actually throw you up there so you guys can watch right along with me as I make it happen. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to stay in live view on this one. I think I got everything ready. Let me get you switched around to my head here. All right. Now you might see me glancing over my camera or my phone because I've got the camera on there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay these out. What we want is we want these joints so that when they come together, this sits right up in there, and you'll see what I mean. So the first thing I do is I usually just grab a piece of angle that I have, a small piece I already had cut, and I'm going to use that as my mark for that side. For this side, all I'm going to do is sort of, I don't even really measure anymore. I just look at the end of my angle here, get it lined up, make sure it looks about straight. And what it is you're trying to nip that corner off. So what we're going to do is just draw a line here and one right there. And the one other little cut we'll have to make is in this very corner here. So let me throw my glasses on and we'll get this cut out. You got that corner. And then we nip this corner off a little bit. So what we're trying to do here, when you put this together, you can see I might have a little bit of a gap because I was a little crooked, I was a little bit of a rush. But you can see you've got a nice, you can get this nice and flush here. And then you only have, if you do a little better job here, you don't even have this gap. But this gives you a stronger joint when you're buttoning up two pieces of angle. The reason I always take that little corner out is because if you get it a little bit closer, you can see the roundness in here. You'll catch that corner and it won't be able to sit totally flat. And I always figure if there's just a little bit of a gap, which you can see right there, it's actually good for getting a little extra penetration on these. But that's how I notch out the corner of my angles on these, and I'll do that a lot of other times, or I'll do that on a lot of my joints, just because then you've got more weld instead of just welding it up like this. You actually get a lot more weld in there, so it's a lot better joint. So for a little bonus content for them, I haven't done it yet, but I also like to do the same thing with channel. So what I'll do is I'll get an extra piece of channel. It's just easier. Line it up, and then in the corner, what I want is I want this edge flush with this the edge there. So now all I'm going to do is draw around. So we go right to here. And we're going to take our straight edge. All right, so now we know where we got to cut. So let's go ahead and get this piece cut. All right, let me grab a pair of pliers. One side. I don't know if you guys watched on that one a little bit closer, but what I actually did is do an angle. Because of the inside of this webbing. And then, just for good measure, just like on the angle, I clipped those corners for that rounded edge. So now, I'm trying to get a good light. You can see how that sits up in there really nice. And it gives you a real nice joint, a real nice fit up. Like I said before, if you got just a little bit of a gap like you do there, that'll let you get a little extra penetration. But yeah, I forgot I haven't cut channel in a little bit, so when I was cutting, I should have come at an angle to get through this corner of this webbing when we got down here where it's thicker. But like I said, you ended up with a really nice joint that way. Nice tight fit. And you got that whole thing to weld around. So if you're trying to get some extra strength, it really helps. That's why I do it on the angle, and I'll do it on channel when I have channel. Let's go ahead and get you back on the little tripod, sorry. So, Hoot Rooster 761. I hope that answers your question. You guys all know, man, I like questions. I try to answer them as soon as I see them. And that, big thumbs up if you like the video. Just a little tutorial on how I like to notch my angle on my channels so that I can get some nice tight fits. Like I said, you can get a lot of weld in there and just make it look real nice, make it real strong joint. So we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.